Today's video is brought to you by Onyx Off-Road. You guys are like me and you love trail riding, and if you go to a new trail place and they don't give you maps but you want to know where you're going, Onyx Off-Road made an app for you guys so that way you can see where you're going. Whenever my dad and I go to new trail riding places, they always give you a map. But we are going to a couple new trail riding places next season and they don't give out maps, and I will for sure be using their app. And I'm not getting paid to say this. I do know this, that Onyx Off-Road is a super reliable app and it's super accurate, and you can get it on App Store or the Google Play Store. So go download it now so that way when you go trail riding, you know where you're going. Oh man, it's a nice day out, but summer is definitely here. We're going to the track. You guys will see that video on Thursday. But so you guys will see the track video on Thursday, and we're going to the track, and it's gonna be 86 degrees out. It's gonna be hot as hell. We're obviously gonna bring my bike, the 140, and then my dad's not gonna ride, so the 250 is staying home. But we're gonna bring the 125 because at LACR, that's where we're going. Sneak peek. Like the pit bike is good to like go through the pits and whatever, since I have my bike, but we're not going to bring this bike, and also you're going to have to pay to get this bike in there. So the tracks are like scattered all over throughout the place, so if we bring the 125 we could use it just to get through the pits and whatever. I've been loving the way this bike looks recently. I mean, with the green grips from AME, and then with the green seat bump from Corner Coach, like the green on green on green, it just looks so good. So you know how the 250 is supposed to be my next bike? Yeah, we don't know anymore. The 250 was supposed to be my next bike, and it still could be my next bike. My dad and I were talking about it. Well, my dad, my mom, and I were talking about it. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to like say anything. So technically, as of right now, this is still going to be my next bike. I would love it to be my next bike. I just got to get a low ring link for it. Well, I don't have to get a low ring link for it. I ride this thing perfectly now. I mean, I rode this bike on the street around my neighborhood for the first time ever, and I just ride it no problem. But for those who don't know what a low ring link is, this right here, you would take this out. So this is the link. You would buy a low ring link. So it's this exact thing, but it's shorter. So that way the back of the bike is lower to the ground. But honestly, if I get this bike next season, I'm not going to need it. The only problem with the 250 being my next bike is that I won't be able to ride a lot of the tracks that I like riding now. Because a 250 cannot go on the tracks that I ride now with my 140. There's another bike that we're looking at right now. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but if I were to get that bike, I could still ride the same track. So it would be the 140, and then it would be the bike we're looking at now, and then it would be the 250, or it's going to be the 140 straight to the 250. So we don't know yet. We don't know. But I'm not telling you guys. I don't know. I'm just all over the place with it, but my dad's like, we're just going to buy you a two-stroke. Like, no, I don't want a two-stroke. I'll never ride one. I'll never own one. This part of the video is for new people who are getting into motocross or trail riding or just dirt biking in general. One of you guys asked me, how expensive really is motocross? It's not cheap. Where the most expensive thing in motocross could be your $2,300 bike, or the cheapest thing in motocross could be a $30 pair of gloves. That's right. Gloves are $30. That's more than this hat that I'm wearing. Now, I have my mom and my dad that I'm so grateful for. Obviously, I don't buy everything, but I do buy some of my gear here and there, and it's not cheap. So let's go through the rundown of everything that you need to start dirt biking. First, we're starting with your bike. Now, obviously, all bikes are different from the size of the bike, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, but we're just going to go with my bike, for example. This is a 2008 Kawasaki KLX 140, and this bike was $2,300 used. A lot of people have told me in the past that we got scammed off of this bike, but Kawasaki's are not cheap, And also, when we got this bike, it was basically in brand new condition. We're the second owner of this bike. The first owner, they never even rode it. Like, never. I think they rode it like once or twice, and then they just said, I don't want to do it anymore. All of these scratches and broken levers on the bike, that's from me from crashing and being an idiot. Talk about my dad's 2008 KX250. That bike was about $2,700, a little more than this bike. So far, we're already at $2,300. Now, I'm going to start off with the two things that I don't have in the garage with me right now because they're upstairs. But that is riding pants and jerseys. Riding pants cost me $80 and my riding jerseys cost me $40. I have about 5 riding jerseys. So that's about $200, not counting the pair of riding pants that I have. So now we're at $280. But I'm not going to count all 5 of the riding jerseys because you don't need 5 riding jerseys, so we're just going to add the 1. So between my bike, 1 riding jersey, and 1 pair of pants, around $2,400. This is my Troy Lee design helmet that I got off of Amazon, and this helmet was about $200. If you guys are going to waste all of your money on something, please let it be a helmet because this thing is protecting your life. Now let's go to goggles. These are my 100% goggles, and these goggles were $60. You really won't find a good pair of goggles for under $40. Now we're at chest protectors. This is my Fly chest protector. And believe it or not, this chest protector was $70. I think I was born when this chest protector got bought by another one of my family members. So this chest protector is probably about $40 now. Now let's talk about gloves. These are my Fox gloves, and these gloves were about $20. Fox thermal gloves were about $50. Now let's go into riding boots. These are my O'Neill riding boots, and these cost about $180. Now let's talk about what you're going to keep all of your gear in. This is my factory racing gear bag, about $80. With all that stuff that we just talked about, we're almost at $3,000. Our total being $2,900. Did I say total? Oh, we're not done. Now, I'm not going to add buying tires for the bike and handlebars when they break. I'm not going to add that. But I am going to add this gas can. I believe this cost about $20. Also, that's not costing how much it takes to fill it, which in California is expensive as hell. I honestly don't know how many gallons that is. I know gas right now is like $5 a gallon thanks to Biden. I'm going to say $50 of filling that gas tank. Now, it's also not counting the tools that you need to fix this bike, the oil, or that's just not counting, like I said earlier, if anything breaks. A new tire is going to cost you about $100. These handlebars were about maybe $50, maybe a little less, $40. That's also not counting fees to get into places. Some places are cheap, some are expensive. When we go to Gorman and when we go trail riding, it's only $5 to get in. But when we go to LACR, which is a private track, it's $40 per person. So if you have 2 people with you, that's $80 down the drain. Not counting the gas to get there. So yes, dirt biking, motocross, trail bike riding, whatever. As long as you own one of these, they're expensive as hell. Like, if my parents said, okay, we're going to stop paying for your dirt biking stuff, I would honestly have to quit. Because I don't have the money to do that at all. I mean, I could probably last for a little bit. I could probably last for about a year or 2. Without me earning any money, with the money that I have right now, I could probably last for about a year or 2. But then after that, I would probably have to quit. As I was rolling my bike in the garage, I just came up with 2 more things. I'll pop up the pictures. One time we came back from trail riding, and my bike got so muddy, we had to buy a pressure washer. That was about $60. Also, if you don't have a trailer, like us, we have pickup trucks to put our bikes in the bed. You have to buy ramps as well, and you have to buy tie-downs. It's a never-ending circle. But as of everything we just talked about right now, it added up to about $3,000. But I want you guys to remember that there are cheaper alternatives. All of the gear inside my gear bag, except this chest protector, we all bought brand new. You can buy used gear. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't buy any new bikes. This bike, that bike, and even that bike, they were all used. That's a big way to save money. Like I said, the main thing in motocross that's going to save you money is buying used gear and used dirt bikes.